Mars. There was even a native species that might be sentient, the marine cuttleworm, though communicating with an atechnic species that apparently exchanged information by changing color patterns on its mantle.
Don't counterweight. Hello. Okay, I must have audio. I'm trying to adjust focus a little bit. And we'll do some zooming now. And we'll go a little closer in. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just walk around. Let's walk down to where the craters are. Let me unzoom so I can find it. All right. Lost the moon. Find. Slew. Alrighty. Now let's do that. Let's do this. Alright. So then let's go back to some zoom. %. 50%. Where's the chat? Alrighty. Let's see. Messages. and it's in Facebook. Hey, Curtis, can you hear me? Curtis, do I have any audio? I don't know what the delay is. That's why I like Skype. All right. Well, that's good. Just type in chat when you hear me. I'd like to see what the delay is. The darn counterweight's right next to me, so every time I turn or move, I shake everything. Thanks for putting the link on Facebook, Curtis. Looks like about 15 to 20 seconds. Whoa, what the heck? All right, there we go. Ah, jeez. Just bang the counterweight again. Hey, Curtis, I'm using your the simplified approach to broadcasting. Now, why in the hell is that thing jumping around? That doesn't even make any sense. Unless I've got an earthquake. Or it's just me. Anyway, it's not as sharp as what I see here. I'm using split cam to get the video from the Nikon to the screen. Let me check the res on split cam. It's set at 1920 by 1080. Kind of hard to beat that. I can go to higher res. 2048 by 1536. Now let's just see what happens. See if YouTube pukes on that. Let's Google Hangouts. Let me see. Oh, that's nice. Which one of these is the right one? That one.
Hi, Mark. This is Patrick.
Oh, hi. My gosh. How are we getting to?
I was watching Joe's broadcast. He was on Google also, but I just signed off and told him I was going to come over here.
Well, how do you get audio, Pat? That's fantastic.
It has a little microphone thing and a camera thing, but I don't have a camera set up, so I'm just coming through audio only.
I see.
And
well, I didn't know. This is almost like Skype.
Then I can mute myself by clicking in and unmute myself.
Well, yeah, I like that. Gee, you sound so much more mature now. Yeah.
I was over there with Bob, Chris, Andy.
Yeah. On what? On Skype or Because
Uh,
I didn't see any announcement of a broadcast
oh,
or
it was
anything
on
else.
Facebook, but I don't know exactly how it got there. It might have been to my personal Facebook page, but it
Yeah,
was
I
from.
didn't. I looked on Night Skies Network and I saw
Okay.
no broadcast
We,
announcement. And then because nobody was broadcasting, I thought I'd come out and give this a try. You
yeah.
know.
Well,
Now
thanks.
I'm trying to figure out how to set the resolution on the control room. Let me see. It says 720p stream, so that should be okay.
Yeah, I have 720p on here, and it looks good.
Yeah, it looks kind of smooth compared to the original Nikon.
Yeah.
The original Nikon's much higher res.
Yes.
That's a that's at the 36 megapixel thing I was talking about.
Yep.
So it's if you had live view on Nikon, it's as sharp as Attack. I set the resolution in split cam to 2048 by some 14 something or other, some high res. And I thought, what the heck? Because I've got the Atik on there too. So I thought what we do is do a little bit of moon, and then we'll do some galaxies near the moon, just as an experiment to see how well we can penetrate the moonlight
That sounds great.
with the Atik. That sounds like an interesting experiment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
But
today I had a very nice experience. Well, a couple of things. First of all, I'd say that whatever the kidney stone episode was, it's gone by without, and I canceled the surgery, which I was supposed to have Wednesday or Thursday, I forget, whatever day, because the pain had moderated to the point where it was completely tolerable, and it still felt bad, but it was tolerable.
well, that's
And
good.
so I canceled the surgery, and now I went 36 hours without taking any of the anti-inflammatory or anything else, and I didn't feel bad. I went ahead and took it today just in case,
Yeah.
because they said I had 3 stones. 2 of them are still hiding, 1 in each kidney, and those might start to drop. So I don't want to. Let me do this. Restart this live because the
Hey there,
Nikon
Mark,
thing.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hear
I
you,
hear you.
Curtis.
I hear you
Good.
loud and clear, Curtis.
Yeah. So the way this works is when you use Google Hangouts, the Google
Yeah.
Hangouts part works a lot like Skype, but also it links to your YouTube live broadcast and goes out to the rest of the world.
Well, really. So give it a minute, and it should settle down. What I see now is the icon of you guys talking. I see. There's my image is back, and there's a.
I see Greg Scottsdale on.
Who was that now?
I see Greg. This is Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mark,
Greg,
you on NSN, you actually put the link to the Google Hangout, and so people are joining through that.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, but that's a nice feature, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how I
That's
got
what I
here.
liked about Skype is people could talk, and it's the talk at least is near real time. So
Yeah,
any
there's the setting that you're going to have to make, Mark. When I talk or Curtis talks, our pictures show up in place of the moon picture.
yeah.
Uh, Joe got the setting from Bob, but I don't remember what it is.
Well, that darn Bob knows everything, doesn't he?
He had Andrew with him. Andrew figured it out.
Oh.
I'd wager it's in the control room.
Well, let me go to the control room. Let me go to live control room, and let's see. Broadcast alert none, so I'm going to change that. The broadcaster has ended. The broadcaster was experiencing. No, that's a dumb thing. Slate in, create highlight, aid insert, or ads insert, open live chat in a new window, manage cards, live info and settings. Oh, maybe I'll try that. Do you guys see a header that says near full moon and hopefully galaxies?
Negatory.
Yeah, that was the name that I had asked for a title for it, and that's what I gave it. And Hangouts on air, public.
Oh wait, yeah, it's there now.
Oh, it's there? Okay.
Yeah, near full moon and hopefully galaxies.
All right. So I don't know. This is I got to get back to the actual Google broadcast. Somehow where'd that go? Doggone it. Too many things. There it is. Now I can't find it. Shoot, darn it. Where is it? Google Hangouts. I just want Google Hangouts. Yeah. Too many windows. Here, let me minimize this window.
Okay, I'm back.
Bring that.
I had some other website on. I think it was causing this to crash.
All right. So, Greg, are you? How's the weather over there? You're only a few hundred miles away. It should be good. If you hear me.
Looks like he's muted.
Ah. Oh, I see. You guys are trying to mute in order to.
But you can still hear when it's muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just mute their own microphone.
Yeah, they mute their own microphone. I see. Yeah, well, that's kind of interesting. Now, if they're at the bottom like that, and the image is above them, I guess it doesn't matter too much, right? Now, interestingly enough, with the Nikon, all I can do, that's the Atik. I'm going to use that later on. With the Nikon, all I can do is adjust so you guys will see me adjusting it. It looks like it's mirrored, like there's a mirror image going on. So let me go to split cam and see what the hell that is. This is the thing you don't really like to have, is a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Doesn't say anything. There's the effects. I don't know how it got mirrored. Oh,
Well, hopefully when I next visit, I'll be able to show you how to use that A7R2 like this with an iPad or something.
Yeah, well, I can do that with the A7R2. Let me. I can get it up there like this. Oh no, live video. Yeah, I'd only be able to do that with HDMI out, as far as I know. There is no live view that I'm aware of. If there is, that'd be great. Let me see. Ignore the man hitting the mount, okay? And we'll go to a different section of the moon. Try to get some of the noise out of it. There we go. And the way I change things is I just change the exposure on the camera. So it's bizarre that it's mirror imaged. I have no concept of where that's coming from.
So this is the Nikon D810.
This is the D810A.
Thank you.
Which has a program called Advanced Capture or something, which is actually pretty reasonable. It doesn't really do anything that I want, but it at least lets you get a good high quality video window out of the camera. So it makes it useful for this lunar stuff. And I imagine it'll be useful for planetary when the time comes, you know. Was that Pat or Greg or Curtis or who? You all three are muted.
It was me, Patrick.
Okay, Pat. Yeah, that's a D810A. You got a 5500, is that right, Pat? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I found it on I don't know, Digi Photo something or other. It was $489 for
Oh,
a
for
brand
crying
new.
out loud.
So
Yeah, that's
that was
pretty good. You gonna have Clarence modify it?
no. I'm gonna hold off. I'm just gonna let. I want to try higher resolution, and like I say, when they have APS-C backside illuminated like you have on the 810 in the smaller size, that's probably the final camera I'll get. Right now, I'm just
I
kind of
think the only
learning.
one I've got that's actually BSI right now is the Sony.
Oh,
The
okay.
A7R II is a backside illuminated, which is why even though the pixels are a fraction of the size of they are on the A7S, the sensitivity is 75-80% of what the A7S is. And
That's
I'm absolutely positive that's because of backside illumination. There's no doubt about it.
yeah. Anyway, I'm just kind of learning. Started out with a $250 camera and moved up to a 500, and I'm just going to take my time and learn.
Well, if we can have both things, we can have the immediacy of live broadcasting and the quality and resolution of a larger sensor with higher resolution. Why not? You know?
Yeah. Yep.
And of course, that's at the bottom of all of the uproar that went on. That the bottom of that is at the bottom of it is all that noise because people didn't want to have anything but video, low res video cameras up unless they were of a certain brand. But anyway, they didn't want the competition. So that's what really started all the uproar,
Hmm.
and that's what the whole move was about because Joe had freed everything up, so anybody could do anything
Yep.
with anything. And
Well,
I like this a lot better. It's a lot more fun. I like I can't wait to see Greg come on and do some stuff with his A7 because he gets some incredible shots. I was going to tell you guys, a guy actually called me today, a guy named John Sasser. He's over there going through Old Town in Temecula right now. He called me out of the cold. He saw a broadcast one night, and he saw me give my name out to you guys, and uh, and he looked me up in a name directory search, found my address, saw my observatory, called me up, and came all the way down here just to see if he could come in and look at the dome and talk. My wife had a church meeting going on here. There was 14 people, and I had the dome all closed up because of the weather. It was supposed to rain earlier. But anyway, I didn't do that, but I didn't go meet him and talk to him for about 4 hours. The guy has a Next Star Evolution 8-inch, and he's getting fantastic results with the Atik 814C and the Atik 814 Mono.
wow.
And he's even doing narrowband filters with Alt-Az. And I wanted to tell you that one, Pat, because with that camera is sensitive enough, so he gets good results with narrowband filters using the mono camera, which completely blows away a whole lot of thinking that I had about this, that you needed real long exposures because you had such high loss through the filters. But what he does is just take a whole bunch of 20-second exposures, and he gets good results. Now he's about to buy an AP 1100 and go equatorial. But
By the way, Mark, do you see the chat on the right?
oh yeah, I do.
Okay, just checking.
Let me move it over there. The chat that's in the Google Hangouts thing.
Yes. Yeah,
Because
you'll have
I see
yeah.
Greg typed in, says truth be told, I saw Mark broadcasting with his A7S just a few weeks after I got my Extreme. I sold my X2 about 2 months later and got the A7. I didn't know that about Greg. I thought he did that because he was an innovator.
That's funny, Greg, because I got the X2 about 2 years before that came out, and I'm kind of
I'm
waiting.
not bad mouthing the Malincan cameras. I mean, I just I just think that I want the best I can get at all times for the dollar. And right now, for me, these Atik cameras are incredibly priced. They're at the right price point. You at or under right around $1,000. Very hard to beat.
Yeah, that's the Infinity, and that looks really good too.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It's simple. It does need power though, guys. You got to have a 12-volt cord. He says, "I blame you, Mark. What killed me was the still old school analog." Yeah, yeah. I mean, if he converted that sensor to if he had the technical wherewithal to get the output digitally, which is inside the camera, he just doesn't know what to do, and apparently his Chinese friends don't know what to do either. So, or they don't think it's worth it because the market's too small.
Yeah,
But
Mark, I tracked down the software from Tupac. It actually comes. It's actually written in Turkish, and the Chinese either bought it or borrowed it, and they don't understand the software very well.
who wrote it? Where'd you say?
It came out of Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah, the source code is all in Turkish.
Oh, for
Oh,
God's sake!
great. That's awesome.
That's
The only
truly
reason
awesome.
I know that is I spent 6 years in Turkey, and I recognize Turkish.
It could have been a Navajo. It could have been more arcade.
Yep. So I think the software that Rock is working with Tupac basically is a dead end.
Yeah. Well, Bill did a pretty good job. He got as much out of Malincams with Milo Slick as was possible. But basically, most of the software, what it was doing was overcoming the limitations of the hardware.
Yeah, actually, without that Milo Slick, I probably would have never gotten the Malincam. I mean, it was a combination that made it possible to use it with my MacBook, and like Mark said, you could really use it to do a lot.
Chris Applegate told me a sad story today. Bill at Milo Slick offered to write the software for Rock for these new Tupac cameras, and Rock turned him down.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of attitude is going to lead to no business. That's.
Yep.
You guys see the time thing coming up?
Yes.
It's mirrored image. So that's Nikon saying we'll only let you do this live view for an X amount of time.
Oh, really?
So it'll time out and I'll restart it. I'll just let it time out.
So
I don't get where the mirror's coming from though.
Yeah, on my D5100, it just cycles the mirror about every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it's doing here.
Okay.
So I just brought it back. Now when it comes back as a
full view.
Full view. Now why in the heck is that like that? Let me see. Why is that not round looking? Let me see what I can do to
Okay.
get that to be round. what resolution I
Greg,
could use.
you're on a Mac, and Curtis is on a Mac, and I'm on a Mac, and we.
Mark is broadcasting with an Alienware, but as you know, I use a Mac for everything else.
Yep.
I only use the Alienware because that's not. No matter what I do, no matter what resolution I set in split cam, the screen there stays. Well, I better wait because there is a lag. Let's see what it does. So that shows you guys what you were looking at was digital zoom of a 36 megapixel sensor.
Cool.
You see how small the moon is in the field of view of the camera. It's
Yep.
up in that top corner. Basically, the field of view is that whole black frame, and this is the wonder of 36 megapixels, is that you can zoom and zoom and zoom, and you don't lose any res. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom it, and that's 50%. I'll go to 100%. Let me know when that catches up with you.
Oh, we're there. Probably only a 2-3 second delay.
Oh, okay, good. And then if I go to 200%, we're back to the full res, which is pretty darn good.
Yep.
You know. Now, it'll be interesting when we turn the Atik on. Well, the first thing will be interesting, can I change sources during the broadcast? That'll be interesting.
Which telescope is this?
This is the TOA 130.
Okay.
That was it. I put that in that header that this stupid thing is supposed to have showing, where it said what cameras and what telescope. This is the TOA 130 with the Nikon D810A. And as I explained to everybody, I'm using the digital zoom feature. By the way, Greg, for your information, you're gone. If you were there, Greg, I would tell you that for your information, the A7R2 would also do this very nicely, even better because it's 42 megapixels, and so it would allow digital zoom. Of course, your optics have to be good, really good, you know. So, but anyway, all right, you guys ready for a little Atik action? Have you had enough of this moon?
Yeah, give it a go.
All right, so let's see what happens. Let me remove split cam somehow. Somehow I got to make split cam go away. Split cam is still running in the background. Bear with me. I'm going to have to do kind of a force stop here. I don't want the sky. I don't want the sky navigate. I do want this, which is down here. I'm going to force split cam. It's ridiculous that it won't stop by itself. It's like a virus almost in some ways. In process. Okay. That should have frozen it. Okay, so now we're going to shut off the Nikon. And we're going to do a broadcast. Infinity would like to allow, so I told it to allow. The site can't be reached. Local host can't refuse to connect. Well, I was afraid of that. Let's see. So let me go to turn camera off. Now turn nearly full moon and hopefully galaxies. Connect. Let's see if it's going to do anything. I think it's trying to sign on, guys, if you can still hear me. It takes it a minute. The bar there has gone yellow. It says connecting.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, it says live. It says connecting. Well, while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and give it a bit of exposure. Yeah. I wonder if I have to stop and re-enter this. I shouldn't have to. I should be able to change video sources. Maybe I'll just tell it connecting full moon and hopefully galaxies. Let's see, toolbox, cameraman. What's cameraman? Opening cameraman. Oh, it's broadcast. Broadcast a large audience, yeah. Hide their audio and video. Hide their audio. No, hide their... Yeah, I don't want to hide their audio. Hey, Curtis.
Hey, Curtis.
Well, we're still waiting for this thing to connect. And let me try sign out, and then let me sign in again. This time I'll tell it sign in as infinity.
Hey, Chuck.
Greetings,
Hey, Chuck.
Mr. Mark. It's been a while.
Yeah. Been some while here. Let me. I'm trying to get the Atik to come online because we're gonna try to do some galaxies right next to the moon.
Great.
Just for grins, you know. Whose hair is that I'm seeing?
Chuck.
Is that Chuck?
I don't know. It says Chuck.
Oh yeah, now I see the bottom of him. Now I recognize it.
There's
Yeah.
the white beard.
Yeah, I thought, my God,
That's the one in the crowd.
the hair. He looks like a 20-year-old with that hair up there. I thought he was a kid.
There
Howdy,
you
Chuck.
go.
Good to see you.
Come on, just sign in, Turkey.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, not you. The software here.
Oh,
Let me see now. How do I do this? How do I make it stop giving me a hard time?
You might have to log back in, Mark.
All right, so let me go to the leave call. Is it leave call? Would that be the thing to hit to stop this?
No idea.
Curtis, you have any idea? All right, let me do that. Leave call.